What's going on? John from Long Island Punk Band Wrecked. It is Monday, the 9th of August. Uh, Quick reminder, Wrecked this Friday, Amityville Music Hall, AMH. We're going to be playing there probably around 8:30. A bunch of other bands, Long Island bands, Pig Farmer, Sick Life, and Naughty Boys. So it should be a good night of original punk rock. I don't know much about these guys. Checked them out briefly on Bandcamp. They look, like pretty decent bands. So come check us out. We should go on around 8:30 or so. Anyway, I have a couple more records to put up. A few that I had picked up on Record Store Day a couple of weeks ago. So I figured I'd bring them out and show you what I got. All right, this first one, Bob Dylan, Joker Man, single, backed with a song called I and I. This is reggae and dub mixes of Joker Man. Joker Man is probably one of my favorite Bob Dylan songs. Um, it's not a very popular song. This is my favorite version of it, the reggae version. Great song. My favorite version of it, though, in reality, is Vampire Weekend's version of it. And they did it on Jimmy Kimmel. Live on Jimmy Kimmel. It was on YouTube for a while, but they took it down for some reason. I don't know why. But you can find it if you look hard enough. There's some sites that have it. Great version of it. I mean, they really nail it and nail the mood of the song, and sort of almost like this version of it, a real laid back, very good version of it. Love Vampire Weekend. I mean, that's one of the recent bands. When I say recent bands, they've been around since like '08 or so, that I've gotten into. Never disappoint. Lately, though, they lost their keyboardist, and the new record, or most recent record, Father of the Bride, doesn't. I don't know if many of them recorded it. It's more or less an Ezra Koenig solo album. So, I'm really not too into it, but they do a great version of Joker Man, so check it out. The second Record Store Day release picked up here, it's the Allman Brothers Band, The Final Note. This is live in Owings Mills, Maryland, the Painters Mill Music Fair, 1971, October 17th. I think this is the last recording of Duane Allman with the band. He died in October of 71, motorcycle accident. But if you're an Allman Brothers fan, this is a pretty much standard set that you'll see on the Fillmore East album. Statesboro Blues, Trouble No More, Don't Keep Me Wondering, Done Somebody Wrong, One Way Out, Elizabeth Reed, Hotlanta, Whipping Post, and Stormy Monday. Again, if you're a fan of the Allman Brothers Band, you heard all these songs from the era. This is a decent recording. I think it's off of a soundboard, so you hear some noise in it. But if you're an Allman Brothers fan, like I said, like me, you'll take right to it. Duane Allman was probably the last of the blues players. As a guitar player, you always grew up, reading the magazines. At least I did. Who the best players were and everything. I think Duane Allman was the last of the white blues guys. Stevie Ray Vaughan was also a blues guy. He might be the absolute last of the blues guys. But Duane Allman, him and Dickie Betts, they had a real great sound together. I actually prefer most of the Allman Brothers music after Duane Allman died. I mean, they probably had their biggest hit, Ramblin' Man, in '73, 2 years after Duane was dead. But Duane Allman was, a phenomenal player. He played on the Derek and the Dominoes Layla album. Great. I mean, every song of that's great. You know Layla, of course, but Bell Bottom Blues is on there. I Looked Away. There's Little Wings on there. It's so many good songs. So he was a great player, and it's sad that his life was cut short. But he revolutionized the guitar playing, and his style is, again, not particularly what I'm into these days, but it's still great. I mean, to hear somebody play like he played was like nothing else. I prefer other styles, personally, but you cannot go wrong with Duane Allman. You can't dispute his prowess with the electric guitar, blues guitar. Again, I'm more of a Dickie Betts fan. And the Allman Brothers they had a resurgence in like the '90s. That's when I got into them really, and I saw them like 10 or 12 times. The Beacon Theater, Jones Beach, all those years I saw them with Dickie Betts and Warren Haynes. And Warren Haynes did a great job. But again, followed the Duane Allman sound, did a very good job doing it, but with his own style. Great player, Warren Haynes. But now, for what I'm into, it's kind of, I don't know, the overplaying, the songs that drone on for 10 or 12 minutes. Not my thing. I want to hear easy, quick songs. And you can still, in my opinion, you can still convey the emotions and the the sound you're looking for with a quick song. And it worked for Creedence Clearwater Revival, and it worked for the Ramones too. All right, this wasn't a Record Store Day release, but I bought it on Record Store Day. Alanis Morissette, live at Montreux, 2012. Alanis Morissette needs no introduction. She broke through, I think it was 94 or 5, maybe 95, with Jagged Little Pill, which was a great album. I mean, every song was a hit almost. And, for the time, I didn't really like it. I was into a different thing, but I mean, I still recognize how great it was. And she does most of the stuff on this live record. I mean, this is a great example of her stuff. My favorite on here would probably be Head Over Feet's probably my favorite song off there. But she does You Ought to Know. She does Hand in My Pocket. She does Thank You. She does, everyone you want to hear she does. And she still sounds great. Again, when she came out, I wasn't a big fan because it wasn't the music I listened to, but I always knew that she was, she was it, and she had that talent. But I didn't like her, and it's funny. I was talking to somebody about it, one of my buddies, and I have these weird things with bands, where I won't like them for stupid reasons. And the reason I didn't like Alanis Morissette, was probably because I heard that she dated that douche from Full House, Dave Coulier, that asshole that make all those stupid voices and shit. And again, it's immature and it's stupid, but that's why I didn't like her. And she was mainstream. I didn't like her because of that too. But I mean, the stupid things you hold in your mind because of an idea of people, and really it's senseless. Really, I don't like her because of that. And anyway, that's Alanis Morissette live in Montreux. And speaking of bands I didn't like, here is a band that I absolutely love right now. This is Clutch, Blast Tyrant. Got this a couple weeks ago. It was on their label, Weathermaker Music. This is probably my favorite Clutch release. It's either this one or the self-titled one from '95 with the moon on it. But this has a lot of my favorites. This has Prophets of Doom, Mob Goes Wild, Cypress Grove, Worm Drink. It's got Subtle Hustle, and The Regulator. Again, some classics. This is probably, I don't know, maybe it's my favorite album, the heaviest, the best. I don't know. It's definitely up there. But again, Clutch was one of those bands that I've said in previous videos that I wasn't keen on, probably because they weren't heavy enough at the time. I mean, they came out at the same time, like 93, I think, 93 and 92. 93 with like bands like Helmet, bands like Downset, bands like like those. It was like a new wave of like groove metal, they called it, or alt metal, and I didn't like it. And then I didn't like it because it was a dude I knew who was all about these bands, and I didn't like him. So that's why I didn't like Clutch. And I really had a thing against them for so long. But I'm so glad that I really got into it in the last few years, because they are like a very unique band. No one sounds like them. They're a bluesy band. They have guitar riffs. They have great vocals. The songwriting's great. The lyrics are great. And it's something that I really enjoy. I'm going to see them in October at the Paramount, so that should be a good show. I don't know who's opening, but it still should be a great show. But yeah, so those are the 4 releases. Again, this Friday, the 13th, come check Wrecked Out over at Amityville Music Hall. It's going to be a great show. I mean, so it's going to be our first real, show besides a bar show. I mean, we played Beery's a bunch of times. We've played Desmond's Tavern. We've played Martini's in Babylon. Played 66 Congress, but that was to an empty house, so that's not a good gauge. But this is going to be our first real show, I think, and it should be a good one, and I'm very excited about it. Also, go to Bandcamp, go to Spotify. Wrecked Again, our second EP is out, been out for a couple weeks now. Check it out. Let us know what you think about it, because we're very happy with it. Greg Gavitt from Center Stage Music, I have to thank him again for really coming through and really doing a great job on this, because without him, I mean, I don't think it would have sounded the way it did. So I'm very happy with what he did on this one. And the plan is just keep playing, keep writing, and keep on going. That's the idea for now, I guess, until COVID locks us down again eventually. probably going to happen. So, yeah, so those are the ones. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great night.